Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So it goes so, the remix.
D&B, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes, I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty, what's worth of a lady. It's nice but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, a killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP, oh yeah,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a Coke bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk. She must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart. With your beauty I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing thigh. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl. One beautiful girl, yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over the Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's D&B, baby. Look,
Beautiful.
I look for a while, but I can't seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time, I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts. Call me Santa. Claus, I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling eyes, killing thigh.
love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. Now you win. I agree. Man of prestige. Now man you be.
I'm sure some people will be jealous now the way I talk about Ola. But I have learned a lot from him. That's why I keep telling you to follow him. If you don't follow Man of Prestige, now you know.
All right, welcome back. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you all. D-Love, I see you. You're already doing yeba back there. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Hello, Paula. Good to see you. Welcome. All right. Welcome, everybody. Shout out to all 5 of you watching me live. We have a big show today. We do, as always. All right. So today we're talking about why no marriage for single women homeowners. There's a video we're going to react to from the VALUETAINMENT crew. Okay. And we'll rub minds together and see where this conversation is going to go today. This is going to be interesting. It's called VALUETAINMENT. It's a platform by a guy called David. And they talk about basically everything. They try to talk about everything, kind of like we do here. But they probably cover more data, statistics, politics, and stuff like that. But yeah, welcome back. Do me a favor, as you're coming in, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Maybe 4 of you can help me ping one more extra person to this place. You know, today we're not talking about TB Joshua, so it's not dramatic enough. But you know, for the algorithms to force it down their throat. So just help me hit the like button, because you know this is probably some of the best sessions that we have. These sessions are some of the best sessions we have, because we actually learn something. I learn from you, you learn from me. All right, so welcome. Again, hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. Shout out to my sponsors: Mo Fresh, Richie, Natu, Adesua, Film Girl, Tima, Show Mama, Gores Corner, D-Love, Yes TV. Shout out to all of you. I appreciate you for always supporting. You can become a sponsor by hitting the join button for as low as $3 per month or so. And I also have some exclusive content back there for you. You know, just to make the decision a little bit easier. All right. And also, just so you know, you can download the books absolutely for free from manofprestige.com. Okay, you can download the books absolutely for free. I have about 5 books. There's 2 books on real estate. There is 1 book on marketing, digital marketing, and there are 2 books on relationships. One is for everybody from dating all the way to marriage. One is for people trying to fix their marriage, and that one is more or less a testimony. So these are real life stories. Okay, these are real life stories that you'll be learning from. So just keep that at the back of your mind, and you can download them absolutely for free from manofprestige.com. All right, I needed to finally fix that. Yep, it's on the screen as well, from manofprestige.com. All right, and what we do here, again, we talk about relationships. We try to extract lessons, life and relationship lessons from trendy topics, from self-power, social seduction, attraction, emotional intelligence. Those are the angles will come from. Everything else, we kind of just leave it for everybody else. Okay, all right. Yes, the books are at manofprestige.com. And by the way, we're getting DMs, we're getting emails. If you have specific questions that you want to add a little bit more context to, and you want to send a question in, I will address it on the show. All right. And also, you can book a one-time complimentary coaching session, and also there are coaching available. So just so you know. All right. And if you want to be a part of the behind the scenes conversation, you can join at lolaandola.com/WhatsApp. I should be changing that also, just to make the brand congruent across the board right here on Man of Prestige. All right. So how's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Do me a favor, as I said earlier, just hit that like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified whenever we go live. All right. Now, let me see. Let me make sure this thing is not already lagging. Okay, it's good. It's good. All right. Awesome. So with that being said, I think we have, like I said, we have a big show today. All right. So let's go ahead and start tackling it one after the other. I will be right back in 20 seconds.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, as I said, I'm getting DMs, and actually I've been getting DMs for a while, but you know, it's high time I start addressing some real questions that real people have that shall come in here. But it delights me to be able to address some of these questions, okay, and then to create topics around them, so that we can actually continue to make sure we're getting value here. All right, we will continue to catch crews every now and then. That's fine. Trendy topics, all that kind of stuff, as they come out, trendy topics, we will catch them. But I want to make sure that we're also addressing the real issues as close as possible to the personal level. So right now, we should talk about unlocking the secrets, how to become a wife material. And there are 5 keys I want to share with you. As simple as that may sound, believe it or not, that is creating a lot of basketballs on this internet street, and a lot of people are internalizing some of the things that they are seeing. Some of them are crews, but you know, they're turning, you know, if you keep telling lies and you tell it long enough, actually it does become the truth. It becomes people's truth. It becomes your truth. So we need to start addressing some of these things before they go too out of hands, at least for members of the Prestige family. Okay, so I'm going to review to you from my standpoint. I'm going to also add many contests as I deem fit to some of this conversation. Okay, I'm going to count down 5 keys that you definitely want to make sure. Now, some of them are controversial in nature, right? Some of them are, and but if you have any questions, just put a Q behind it and ask on. I will address it. It makes sense that some of these questions, some of these points are creating confusion everywhere, because oftentimes people don't know what they're talking about, you know, and also sometimes they are speaking from a place of pain. So I understand it can be quite confusing. All right. So 5 keys to become a wife material. What is a wife material? First of all, what is a wife material? To you, what is a wife material? You know, to everybody, a wife material is different from people to people, right? A wife material to me would be somebody, to me personally, would be somebody I would look at and I'm like, dang, I don't mind spending a lot of time with this person. Like, I would crash there at her house. I would basically sleep. Yeah, I'll be that comfortable. Not necessarily staying over to smash, just sleep, just comfortable, just peaceful, right? Just feel at home, okay? And especially if I know our family and they're around, and or our friends, a couple of friends, it just feels like home, right? Somebody said, Ola, why don't you just go back home to your own mother? I know. That's the whole point. I said feel. It feels like home, right? Yeah, so it's a term that's, you know, obviously it's a term that's been created off of social construct, you know, but anytime you see something get created out of social construct, so a set of group of people might want to say things like, oh, that's just so, like, what? Social construct is us. What is social? Us. What is society? Us. You point fingers at society is basically pointing fingers at yourself. You're part of the society, okay? And arguing with society oftentimes does not help, okay? So there's definitely there are qualities and characteristics that somebody can possess that will make an average healthy man, okay, not weirdos. Yes, there are weirdos on both sides of the gender. Healthy man that will make an average healthy man look and say, I want to take this person back home. I want to take this person home to mama, right? It's something desirable. Not too far. Welcome. There's something desirable that makes a man wants to commit to this person in a marital sense. Okay, and that's what wifey material is. And there are a set of characteristics and qualities that anybody. I'm going to share mine with you, and then obviously you can go ahead and share your preferences and stuff like that. I don't know, ladies, I'm not sure if you have preferences on this one, because it's the men, it's the brothers that are typically determining what is a wife material or not. But you're part of society, you probably have an idea too, you probably do. So it's okay, it's cool, but we're not talking about typically men also don't have preference lists typically, but these days they're starting to have preferences and stuff like that. And some of them say feminine, beautiful and inspirational, FBI. Shout out to the late Kevin Samuels. And many of them have been repeating it since then. Feminine, beautiful and inspirational. Well, there's a lot that goes into that. That's now we're talking about what it looks like on the surface. Yeah, so but let me give you number 5, the fifth key. The fifth key is essentially homemaking. Okay, homemaking. Homemaking can be, it's a very broad term as well. Okay, it's a very broad term. And these days, to the Indomie generation feminists, this is also can be very triggering to them. Hold on a second. That water is sweet and warm. I need to keep doing that so that I don't lose my voice like the other day. Homemaking, right? But there's a phrase that I also give men. Men set the tone and women make the home. They make it a home. Men set the tone, women make it a home, right? It can mean so many things. I want to be very clear that for everybody, this might mean different things, but whatever it means to you is basically projection at best. Okay, it's projection as usual. Whatever it means to you, it's just you're projecting, which is fine. You're just being a normal human being. But homemaking, hold on one second. I'm hearing something somewhere. Okay, sorry about that. I started hearing like another version. I started hearing another version. Gee, we count down now. We're just getting started. We're counting down. This is number 5. We're counting down to 1. Welcome, Chinye. Okay. Homemaking can mean a lot of things, and also, like I said, in the society that we live in today, it can be quite triggering. But really, what it means is, whatever it means to you, if it means negative to you, then you probably shouldn't worry too much about it. Okay, if it means negative to you, don't worry about it. Let's just assess everything else that makes this phrase negative to you. Okay, but what it means is being able to create and maintain a home environment. This is mostly mindset. Okay, it's not tangibles. Let's be frank. In the world that we live in today, okay, women are working. They're going to work. They're participating in full-blown out work activities. Sometimes they have to work overnight and stuff like that. So there's no way it can just mean cooking. Okay, cooking can be part of homemaking. Keeping a home organized can be part of homemaking. Taking care and nurturing your kids and the family all together can be homemaking. But ultimately, what it means for me is being able to exude energy that feels like a home environment. Either we mean physically speaking, emotionally speaking, and even spiritually speaking. Okay, it just feels comfortable. Anybody who has romantic interest with you, they just feel very comfortable around you. But it can also mean that you can keep the home together. Typically, women have expectations even of themselves to be able to do this. Maybe not necessarily cooking. Again, if you're stuck on cooking, then that's where you lose it. But even the idea of cooking is a skill that you can learn, right? And typically, if you're in love with a person, you might even want to cook for them. If you have children you're taking care of, you definitely want to make sure they eat. right? Whatever that is, right? So, but that's not to mean that it must translate to you must cook. I understand it's a sensitive thing, but I want you to understand that a typical man still expects that you're not getting triggered by the idea of cooking. If you're getting triggered by the idea of cooking as a woman in a marriage, that is a turn off for a typical man. And healthy man will simply just say, oh, that's our preference. They will leave you alone. They won't even talk about it. And very discombobulated men will curse you out in your face, especially if you're dealing with the manosphere. I'm sorry, manosphere. Sorry, I'm just saying what I've seen. All right. Not everyone, obviously, So that's number 5, homemaking. Just think of it as a counterpart, something that creates a polar opposite polarity for a man being a leader who sets the tone, and you being able to take that and multiply and reciprocate and make it a beautiful experience for everybody, right? It's about creating a homely environment. That's what it's about. That's number 5. All right, let's see. I was waiting for you to join so I can thank you for my new oatmeal swallow. Lobaton. Brother Patrick, how are you, sir? Welcome. All right, so let's go to number 4. What is number 4? Okay, number 4 will be shock. Might shock you. Number 4 might just shock you. Number 4 is a sense of independence. A sense of independence.
He shock you.
Are you shocked? If you've been listening to me long enough, you know that individuality, if you've read the book, there's a whole chapter on it. Number 1 red flag. Okay. And individuality is something that we need to. Individuality, a sense of independence. Again, most of this is mindset wise. Okay. The reality in a marriage is that we are interdependent on each other. A healthy marriage, we are interdependent. We're not dependent. We're not attachment theory, discombobulated, I must see you attachment. No, we're not talking about all that, right? Let's keep it simple. Okay. The reality is that human beings can actually smother themselves to death if they don't have a sense of independence. Somebody might even say, hey, everybody should just grow up and stop being children. Well, welcome to the real world. When we're talking about romantic relationships, we're all children. Welcome to the real world. We all become children. If you are in a romantic relationship and you're really digging the person, we all kind of become children. That's the reality, and it's supposed to be that way. Okay, it's supposed to be that way. It's the idea of, again, feeling like feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling like it's a home environment. Just chill. It's not that deep, right? It is deep, but it's not that deep. It becomes deep once people start to argue and get into conflict and stuff like that. But the reality is that you want to have a sense of independence. This part right here, okay? You want to be able to, you want to be a self-sustainable human being. A self-sustainable woman is effectively, that's one factor that can make you a wife material, because there's this sense of you don't really need them, right? Like, I don't really need that person, right? But it's not like you're saying it out with pride. It's not like it's something that other people feel about you, which is why they want to be around you even more, right? It's kind of similar to when I talk about confidence, right? So when you're self-sustainable and you seem like you're taking care of yourself and nobody, like you don't need anybody, right? When you're in that space, there's a higher chance that people want to be a part of that. Okay? There's a higher chance that a husband-to-be might look at that and say, there's something mysterious about that person. I'm curious. I want to know more, right? But when they know everything about you already, or they have all the ideas that you think, because you always say it out loud, there's nothing to wonder about you, right? then it's like she talks too much. Right? But anyway, sense of independence is in general means it's a feel. There's a kind of vibe that you don't need anybody. It's not in their face, it's not arrogant, but they kind of feel like they want to give into you. Okay, so that's number 4. Number 3 is something that we're repeating again from last time. I forgot what we were talking about, but I know that taking care of yourself came into it. If you're a woman who take care of yourself, it makes sense that you have enough to give to other people. They're not necessarily coming to you or getting attracted to you because they want you to give to them. It's just inherently an attractive thing that you can take care of yourself. Either we're talking about physically speaking, you know how to smell good, you know how to look good, you know how to dress trendy without necessarily burning up the bank account. Right, that's another conversation. All of that, and also emotionally, like you don't, you can have a healthy debate, but you're not often found in a situation where you are looking for people to agree with you, validate your talking point. You're always in some kind of argument. You might think you're at home, you're hanging out with your siblings, you're just hanging out with family, but there's always you're shooting out a lot of energy, and the way you act around everybody is how you act around everybody, right? Just in general. So it's something to taking care of yourself that makes you, in general, even if you engage conversation, it's not that deep for you. It's just a healthy debate. Now, granted, just because you're arguing and you're loud, or or somebody has an opinion that you're loud, it does not mean you are this person. I'm just saying, if you're shooting out energy that nothing is going to tamper with your soft life, right? That's a very attractive trait. Okay, so whatever that looks like, because again, my idea of what it looks like on the surface, physically speaking, can be off, because it depends on your environment, your cultural development, your cultural environment, what they do where you are. I don't know if you are in Akure somewhere. I don't know if you are in Turkey somewhere. It might be different, but whatever it looks like, there's a certain type of energy that you shoot out when you're taking care of yourself. So taking care of yourself also includes self-love, self-respect. Obviously, that turns out to be a healthy self-esteem, right? So it's kind of all linked together again, but this is the idea of wife material that I've seen, that I've observed for a long time. Okay, this is what they look like. Again, they have a tendency to come off as they don't really need anybody. It's not like they don't need anybody. They'll be the first to tell you, like, of course I need people around me. Of course I love people around me. If they were talking, they'll be the first to tell you. But the energy that a husband to be will be seeing in you is like, she don't need nobody. She don't care. Right? So again, just something to pay attention to. All right. So let's go to key number 2. We're counting down. Okay. This one comes in different forms. This one is supposed to be a controversial one in recent Indomie internet feminist generation time. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Key number 2, respect and submission. All right, so this one right here, it's I'm not gonna quote the Bible at you, okay? I actually don't care when it comes to that, okay? I'm not gonna quote the Bible, okay? I want to talk about real life, what it looks like on the surface. Respect and submission, how it plays out on the sides of the gender is different. I will keep telling you that because it's just the reality, okay? Now, what I can also promise you that is a healthy man. Now, we're talking about wife material now, right? A healthy man is generally attracting respect and submission anyway, okay? So it really doesn't have to stress this at the top of his lungs. And you might meet one of them, inshallah, right? But also, sometimes you've had some experience and or experiences that will make you push completely against anything that smells like anybody is trying to make you be under, right? And you might end up shooting all the way across the pond and nothing will touch the pond, right? So you just want to be careful with this, right? Respect and submission in general is not something you can dash person. If they have not earned it, right, and you're trying to force yourself to give it to them, it will backfire. Okay, it has to be earned. Okay, but I think it's also very helpful from a standpoint of key number one. Okay, I want you to start guessing key number one right now. It's very helpful when you're aware that men in general, respect and submission is like food for them, especially when there's active crisis. There's going to be crisis in your relationship. It's going to happen. It's just reality. No, I'm not normalizing. It's just a reality of human collaboration in general, right? Especially marriage, okay? There will be conflict. So when conflict shows up, one of the things that it depends on how bad it is, depends on how damaging it is, depends on how much you guys are cursing each other out. I don't know, right? In that space, one of the things that he will start to question is himself as a man, right? And there's so many factors that goes into that. Obviously, number one for me is that he doesn't know what he's doing, but it's going to happen to the best of them. They're going to end up in a position where they're caught up in their emotions and they're saying all kind of gibberish and talking at you disrespectfully and all that kind of stuff. And you'll be like, well, you should respect me too, right? You should respect me too. It's not going to work on this one. Okay? It's not going to work on this one. The best thing that can work for you, number one, is to understand that he's probably drained out. You've lost respect for him, right? And submission is inevitably impossible in that space. So what you can do is calm down. But you just need to be aware that with the spread of social media everywhere, social media rhetoric everywhere, it's very, very important to be aware that some men are sadly coming to the table with lots of fear. Okay, once they see you that you are a little bit of a baddie, right, they must start to shit test you and say if you are respectful or submission or all this kind of stuff. So now effectively that has become a wife material characteristics and quality. All right, so just be aware of it. So when we're talking about respect and submission, we're not talking about the respect that women expect from the general public as a regular human being. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the one that men, from their egotistical standpoint, that they crave inherently, especially if there's crisis. So if a person is coming to the table and they have this one little defect, this one little place where they can improve, right? And what they're looking out for is she disrespectful? You just need to be aware that that man is coming with a lot to the table, and he's probably looking for a wife material, and he's going to subconsciously disqualify you from being a wife material. Maybe good riddance or bad rubbish, maybe not. Okay, there's too many factors that goes into this, so we can't really make absolute statement just off of one event. But you need to be aware that men value respect and submission in ways that we can't necessarily logically all the way explain. Okay, it's just part of our social construct. So when they see that you're generally respectful and you seem like submission, it doesn't have to be the reality, right? Then they will automatically deem you a wife material. So that's number two, is still reality. And also in reality itself, it's very helpful when you're respectful and submissive to a man that's also going to protect and provide, at least emotionally, right? So let's just something. But again, whatever conversations you want to have around that, I would like to have it. That's number two. It's still very, very valid. Respect and submission is part of the qualities and characteristics of a wife material. Key number one, drum roll. I need a drum roll sound. Key number one, a feminine seducer. What does that mean? Oh, now that one is going to trigger a lot of people. Okay, wait until later. All right, some of you that are here right now, you probably have been listening to me for a long time, so you're not really exactly surprised. The feminine seducer, what does that look like exactly, right? it's not stuff you can. We're just talking about the characteristics and the qualities. We're not talking about actionable tactics or strategy now. That's not what we're talking about. We're just talking about what it looks like on the surface, right? And what that looks like will vary from people to people, also as a function of their outlook on life, how they see things, their perspectives. So I don't want you to internalize too much of what the loudest people on the internet are saying. Okay, a big part of this is everything else we've talked about. Okay, everything else we've talked about is a big part of this, right? A feminine seducer generally will know the reasons why homemaking is key, right? They know it's really a mindset thing. It's not even that deep, right? So it's not stuff you argue from your throat and almost about to lose your neck. No, it's not that deep. You just need to feel like you're a homemaker. Just your natural ability to be able to nurture, pick things up, take care of things, and say, are you okay? Are you all right? Not to him in particular, but just seeing you doing it to other people. It feels like a home environment. It feels, yeah, I'm sorry, like his mother, okay? So, yes, he might be looking for a mother. Again, a feminist seducer will also look like they don't care. They're not really looking for your validation like that. Like, it's almost like you're not even noticed, okay? All right, so that's another one. A feminist seducer obviously know that part of the formula is taking care of themselves, right? So these are closer to, strategies that you can learn in terms of how what you can control, right? But indirectly, it's an indirect symptom of all these other things. Okay. Number 2, right? Somebody said, well, what about looks? So I go, looks is usually not the issue. It's either somebody like the way you look or they don't like the way you look. These are the least of the issues. Okay. There are fine girls and there are quote unquote but ugly girls that somebody found as precious. So it's in the eyes of the beholder. And yes, there are some people that 9 out of 10 times somebody will say this person's ugly. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, this is the least of your issues. You don't have to worry about that. If that's your issue, there are also ways you can enhance that. So let's not even worry too much about looks, particularly from a physical standpoint, right? A feminine seducer does not argue with their destiny and say, why should men want respect and submission? They don't care. Is that what he wants? All right, sure. We're going to make sure that he at least feels like he's getting respect, okay, from a person that he's romantically interested in, right? It just makes sense. And not only that, the way you treat, wife materials, the way they treat men across the board is the same. Okay, let me add this as a bonus. The way you treat men across the board is the same. You don't handpick and say this one deserves this. Generally, you just treat men equally. Now, that doesn't mean you tolerate nonsense. I'm just saying, generally, because you never know who is watching, right? All right. So that's one right there. So that's a bonus one. But feminine seducer, there are 3 components to it. If you're looking to really, what does that look like, right? If you're wondering what does that look like, it's really 3 things. Okay, there's 3 things in this, and number 1 is confidence. Okay, confidence. Okay, so confidence is a lot of confidence is that's just who you are. You're a confident person. Shout out to Ebuka's wife, right? You're a confident person. You come off as a confident person. Again, you don't come off as you're seeking validation, right? So confidence, CSC, confidence, attraction, right? This is what it looks like on the end or the other end of the beholder, not yourself. The other person or persons that are beholding it is attractive, okay? This is what the feminine seducer looks like, feel like, and all of the above and everything in between, right? Attractive, and then the last C, CSC, last C is charming. It's just something about you. Sometimes they call it, sometimes it's not even the looks, but they still call it there's a sexual aura about you. right? And there's something about it, and it's another person might see it as like, well, okay, oh my, another person might actually say that, but this person is feeling that from you. They're feeling that vibe from you, right? And if they see that, they might just justify their feelings and say you're a wifey material. That's just how it works. Okay, so let's do a quick let's go through this again. We have okay, there you go. Let's go through this again. So number 5, homemaking. Number 4, I'm spending too much time on this. All right. Number 3 is taking care of yourself. Number 2 is respect and submission. You just need to understand that from a little bit further away from what you might hear on the social media. Of course, you deserve respect. Of course, if you do all of this right, a man will submit to you. He will submit his life to making sure you're okay for the rest of your life. Okay, so don't overthink this. Just think about it from the standpoint of the overall experience you're looking to create. And number 1 is a feminine seducer. All right, so that's all I have on that one right there. D-Love says, is needing my space anti-seductive? I.e., after work, I need time to myself. Mom stuff later on, I need time to meditate, watch TV and stuff. How is this seen as you don't create time for me? That's a good question. That's a very good question. If you feel like you need space, it's not. We can't call that anti. It's okay. We can't call that anti-seductive. Okay. Let me calm down. Can a man use that and start to feel unseduced by you? Yes. Okay. And that's not necessarily your fault. Okay. But the real question would be, are you even attracted to this person? Right? Because generally speaking, it depends on what phase you are in that relationship too, right? But generally speaking, a person you are attracted to, you do want to spend time with them. And I need space is something that people that are in the middle of some kind of romantic relationship crisis, that's a language that they use. Sometimes it could also be a function of something you bring from previous relationships, right? You just kind of feel like you need space. So if there's no absolutes to this, what you can do is you can create other ways to overcompensate. You being aware, self-awareness is part of your seductive traits or seductive strategies you can use. Just being self-aware. If you know that this person has been coming that we don't spend quality time together, right? Then you should create time to spend quality time together. And depending on how much space you've been taking and you need for yourself, you need to come up with creative ways to overcompensate for that. All right. And you need to look at that as a net. Are you net seductive or anti-seductive? Overall, is that person having a good experience? The reality is that in any romantic relationship, you're going to have moments where you just need to be to yourself. Maybe you're cranky. Maybe it's just something you need all the time. Maybe that's just who you are as a person. But if you really want to learn this seduction skillful thing that we're talking about, then you just have to understand that part of it is your creativity. You're aware that certain things create a certain effect on the other side, but you're also open to the idea that I understand it's creating this on the other side, so I need to come up with creative ways to overcompensate for that. Overcompensating for it doesn't have to drain you, right? It doesn't have to be something that will overwhelm you. Please help me hit the like button. Thank you. All right. It doesn't have to be something that will drain you. It's very simple. Okay. You need to find leverage point. What's leverage point? What is it that he wants, that he loves, that he wants, right? Some of those things they don't exactly consume your energy like that, but to them it's a big deal. So you need to do the homework of finding out what that is, right? And then finding creative ways to deliver on those things with some mystery effect to it. And before you know it, you overcompensate for the part where you're trying to take care of yourself. So it's not anti-seductive. What we're looking at is overall. Are you net anti-seductive, or you're just a normal person? For the most part, you're being a normal person, where you're trying to come from a very intentional place, right? And you're trying to be like, okay, what is it that he loves? What is his love language, right? And you want to deliver on that. So if you read the book 5 Love Languages, I think it talks about a love tank, right? You just want to make sure that overall in any given 3 months that you have the love tank is always full, and that doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. You're just aware that, okay, we're drained a little, let me do something special, let me do something nice. If he likes gifts, you order something nice. By the time he sees it, the emotional, because this is him, right? It's not something you do for everybody. You find out what he loves, right? By the time he sees it, the emotions that he gets from that, right, is going to overwhelm him. He's going to forget all about the experience of you needed space. He might even start asking like, hey, you need some space, babe? Because I'm about to take a drive down to the gym. Let me go do a quick workout. I'll see you when I come back. Right? He might even start to read you and want to give to you in that same manner too. So I won't say it's just anti-seductive. There's just more to the story, that we'll be able to say it can be anti-seductive, and it could be also because you don't really want that person around anyway, I see I need time to myself, mom stuff. Is it to yourself or mom stuff? Is it responsibility, or you just need, I'm just cranky, I need it to myself? There's more to it, right? You need time to meditate. All of this stuff comes before him. Are you sure you want him? Anyway, that's a good question, D-Love. That's a good question. But I say Ola nailed it on the head. If you're attracted to someone, you want to spend time with the person. You need me time, but it gets overdone. It can cause problem in the relationship. Absolutely. So you just have to, just self-awareness will help in all of that. Also, that's part of asking yourself, do I really like this guy like that? And that can be tough, because that's not an easy decision to come to depending on how long you've been with that person. Anyway, I hope that helps, D-Love. I hope that helps. All right, I'll be right back. We have some other story to cover. I'll be right back. 20 seconds.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right. He likes me, I know, but never asked me out. Guess who is mad? Okay, never mind the guess who's mad part. Okay, but this is the actual question of the person. Okay, this is actual part of the question. I'll give you the full question in a second. And it's a DM. Okay, I told you I've been getting DMs, and this is a coaching platform, so we need to make sure we're covering them as they come in. Okay. He likes me, I know, but never asks me out. Okay, so let me give you the full sentence, the full question, then we can address it. All right. Let's see. All right. Good evening, sir. Officer, no, Jesus Christ. Anyway, there's a guy that likes me, and I'm very sure. But he never asked me out. We have been friends for 2 years now. So in a nutshell, other guys do disturb me, which I normally tell him, and I still have some messages to forward to him about other guys. So my question is, can I still continue sharing it with him, or I shouldn't? That's the question. Can I continue sharing it with him, or I shouldn't? So I would like to know what you guys think about that question before I take a dive at it. Okay, this question came in just before we went live, so I don't really have much thought around it yet. I know I will come up with something in a second. But this is the question on the screen. It's scrolling through the screen right now. It says, good evening, sir. There's a guy that likes me, and I'm very sure, but he never asked me out. We've been friends for 2 years now. So in a nutshell, other guys do disturb me, which I normally tell him, and I still have some messages to forward to him about other guys. So my question is, can I still continue sharing the other guys, I guess? with him or not? That is the question. What y'all think? Chia, talk to me. What do you think? Chia, what do you think? Talk to me. And just in case, let me see. Maybe somebody wants to come up and talk about this. I just dropped the link. What y'all think about that question? Oh, I dropped the link just in case you want to come up, but I will answer it in a second here. Should she keep sharing all the other interests that she has? Well, Patrick say 2 years is too much. Oh, butterfly, I know they fly for the guy Tommy. It's not happening. Goody bad. It's not what she thinks, right? It's not what she think it is. She said, because again, let me see here. Let me go back here. Let me go back to the question real quick before I continue here. Good evening, sir. There's a guy that likes me, and I am very sure. She's very sure, but he's never asked out. So that would be my first question. Like, how are you so sure? Why? Because y'all are friends for 2 years? Is that why? You know, that's what I would want to know. Exactly how are you so sure? Oh yeah, women do get friend zoned too, just in case you didn't know. You never expect it, but yes, women do get friend zoned. The situation reminds me of the Usher song, "You Make Me Wanna Leave the One Away, Start a New Relationship." It sounds like she's interested in him. That's what it sounds like, right? I mean, that's a fact. As a matter of fact, that's a fact, because if you're not interested, the last thing you would want is to even entertain the possibilities of this person liking you. And also, the last thing you would wonder, why is he not asking me out? Yeah, why is he not asking you out, right? So it's yeah, she's definitely interested in him, and it doesn't mean he's not interested, but do you really want that person that cannot tell you they like you with their full chest? All right, so there's multiple angles to it, you know. Let me see. Some guys are also shy and maybe is scared to ask because he doesn't want to lose that friendship. That's another good one. That's a good angle. I do have my uncle from another uncle mother here. Brother Patrick, how are you, sir? Can you hear me, Brother Patrick?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all right. How are you, sir? How you doing, sir?
I'm good.
Well, let's say what.
Yeah, let's deal with the bracket of these people first.
Okay, yeah, let's deal with it. Let's deal with it.
The age bracket.
The age, is there an age bracket? Did she say age bracket?
They are talking. The lady that I wrote to.
Yeah, the lady. She said they've been together for 2 years. That's what she said.
I hate. How can you be with someone for 2 years? What kind of friendship are they having? Like just.
Right. Exactly. She said they've been friends for 2 years. I'm sorry. I'm saying, did I miss anywhere where she talked about age? I don't think so, right? But Patrick, the network. What's going on with the network?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, I can hear you now. Better.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Somebody should. Definitely, this girl likes him.
Right.
And the guy, I don't know why, what kind of friendship, where are they meeting? Is it from church? Are they in school?
Mm-hmm.
Are they from work? And they've been friends for 2 years.
Yeah.
Usually men make men are expected to make the move.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know, for 2 years, if you have a friend and the girl likes her, the girl can ask him what's going on. Yeah.
Right. Depending on what age bracket. We're not sure if it's puppy love or if they are in their 30s or 20s.
Clock of a woman, you know, it's always, you know, you have to take that into consideration.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the guy doing? Is he a marriageable guy? You have to take all this into consideration. What does he do?
Yep. That would be That'll be something I'm very interested in.
No, you can go window shopping, but as a particular something that you want to buy, if you don't have the money, you save towards it. That's how relationship is.
Right. And also in this case, when you're talking about money, right?
Yeah.
Part of the money will be is he confident enough or mature enough to be able to ask a girl out? Right? If he doesn't have that, it simply doesn't have that, if it's a situation, let's assume they are 27 years old and she's like 26 or 25 or something like that. 2 years is a long time to just be hanging around somebody who is a friend, and they like you. Maybe she kind of know he likes her, maybe because sometimes guys might tell their friend, or his friends might just know, like, you like this girl, ask her out now. She did any, There might be situations like that too, but the best case scenario in this story is what I just said, which is he's just shy. The worst case scenario is that
Sorry, Ola, the girl might indirectly create a situation that the guy she will know that maybe the guy's interested or not. Man, women they are very smart.
They're very clever. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
bring him to his friends. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They for an occasion, for an event. Your friend will talk to you. I will be hearing about you, bro. What is going on with you and your friend and my friend? If he has a very smart friend, they do that.
Yeah.
Women, if the girl to tell her friend she has a circle of friends, her friend will go ahead. Let me give you a scenario.
Sure, sir.
When I was in college, I met a girl. That was my first girl I met in my department. We had no issue. I wasn't dating her. So she was dating a guy that was a student union activist. So I just told her, I said, this guy, I'm sorry. I don't trust this guy. She looked at me, so what does this guy mean? And this guy used to send me to her parents in Lagos. I went to University of Benin.
Okay.
Go there, get stuff, I get money for her. Ola, one thing we have been told, we don't eat in people's house. So I'll go to her room, she will cook. I said, no. She was, what kind of person are you? I never ate. I only drank water. I want to cook. She would give me, like geisha, sardines I should take for more than 3 years. Ola,
3 years.
I didn't take food in our room. Like, who's this guy?
So rewind, brother Patrick. So did you like her?
No, listen. She was my very close friend.
Okay.
University mate. You know what happened?
The
guy that I was talking to now dated her friend, messed with her friend. So this girl almost died. She couldn't look at me. She said, Patrick, you told me.
Oh. Yeah, so now this is another angle now.
This guy is truthful. This guy is truthful. I just like this guy. She has to send her friend to me. One of her very smart friends.
To do what? To ask you, like, are you...
Actually, this girl, after the accident, she almost died. She just, that that you've been telling her that she always look at you. Who is this guy that never get moved by food? I'll come to her house. I'll go to Lagos, bring stuff, or I'll give it to her. By the time I come back from Lagos, I send we are in the same department. She has all her notes, everything. She has come to our room to come and take the note. She wanted me to come, but she would give me food. I said, no, I'm not eating. I don't eat in people's house. Like, who is this guy for 2 years, 3 years?
So she's wondering. She was wondering if...
Yeah, so, and after that, the guys dated, went behind and dated are very close. Somebody that she almost died. When she find out. This is somebody that she opened her wardrobe for, to be sharing her clothes with her former roommates. So the guy now went behind. So this girl was sick for almost 1 month. So when our friend, I said, I told her. He said, Patrick, you are an angel, not knowing that I'm not an angel.
That will make her want some of that. But yeah,
So what I'm trying to bring out.
so you're saying she sent her friend to go and find out, like
No, to come and meet me.
go and meet
Tell
you to find out if you are interested or not.
Yes, I know she want to die because of you. Our friend come to Patrick, that the only savior. I said, I'm not savior.
You put on your cape. That's what they call you put on your cape to save her,
Yes.
sir.
My
You know.
game, my game, But she was a very good friend. But I have nothing to lose.
So,
you know what I mean?
so why weren't you interested in her, sir? I'm curious.
Yeah,
I'm
she
just
was
curious.
dating somebody.
At the same time that she was dating that somebody, but another person entirely.
No, she did like that guy for.
The same guy. Okay. So somebody. So let me get this straight. So she was dating somebody, and you were telling her that that person is no good for her, basically.
Yes, but she never did. The guy won election. She was a student activist.
Student union president.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The girl helped her to campaign throughout the campus like crazy.
Oh, wow.
She missed her classes.
She was doing Bonnie and Clyde. They were going to be the first lady and first of the campus.
She was actually, you can imagine, she was actually the first lady enjoying. I was just laughing. I said, this guy, I'm sorry, I don't trust her.
Oh, baby.
So when the thing happened, the thing really, she couldn't look at my face. But this guy, something must be special in this guy. I'm just saying the truth.
You were just putting on your cape for being, you were just trying to save an innocent girl.
Yeah,
I feel you, sir.
Well, it might be one thing a guy is doing that might go along with to attract a girl. For this guy,
So to the topic, sir, you're suggesting that maybe this guy is just a friend, an innocent friend.
Yes, let her, if the lady can ever talk to her, let her bring him along with her friends. If the guy really trusts her, her friends will do it. Women, when it comes to that woman, don't deal with that.
Yeah, but she's so sure. So if she's so sure, are you saying we shouldn't believe her? She's so sure that this guy likes me.
He doesn't know women. If they're in a circle, some women will just snatch the guy. Some women will go and do some. Don't be sure. Some men are.
Okay. So now to her main question, sir. To her main question. Her main question is that because she's been sharing all these other people that are disturbing her with this guy, should she stop sharing it with this guy?
Yes, let her stop and see how the guy will react. I need time for what to see the reaction.
Absolutely.
Yes, let her do. I need time.
That is perfect. I'm glad you landed right there, sir, because that is the ultimate answer. The reality is that there's so much information. It's incomplete information, right? You would know from a professional standpoint that we need to be able to solve problems even with incomplete information. And the way we do that is we obviously, we look at what we have and then we work with that, and what we have is that she believes that he likes him, right? While that could be true or false, that's not, since it could be true or false, let's put that factor to the side, right? Now, the real question, what we know is that she's been oversharing with a person that is quite comfortable being in the position of a friend. Even if it's just a matter of shy, he's comfortable in that position. So the only way to provoke him off of that fence is, you have to do something that will trigger him, without manipulating him, of course. But if you're giving him all this information about all these guys disturbing you, and that's a very important part of you that you're sharing with him, maybe the first step is to stop sharing that, and if he cares enough, even if it's just as a friend, he's going to feel that he will know that something changed, and then actually that might actually increase the level of attraction that's there. So nice one, sir. Yes, so we in attraction Attraction works in very weird ways. When you pull back, people are attracted, right? And when you're trying to force it, it resists, right? So it works in opposite direction. So if you find yourself in a place of crisis like that, it could actually be in a marriage too, right? And you find that you're doing all this talking and this person is coming up very disrespectful and all this kind of stuff. Really, all you have to do is just stop. That's really all you have to do sometimes. That's what we call stop the bleeding in the book. There's a whole chapter in the book called Stop the Bleeding. You stop everything and then let it fall where it may. It doesn't mean that, that it's going to now magically will ask you out, but something is gonna change position,
Yeah.
But that's all we know. That's all we know.
Yeah, something's gonna take position. Yeah. All right.
Something will shift.
Oh.
Yeah. So no, she shouldn't keep sharing because clearly she's starting to resent the whole idea. And then it's a possibility that this guy really doesn't like you. That's the worst case scenario. The best case scenario for her, because she's the one asking the question, is that this guy actually like you. But maybe once you see that you stop sharing, he might start to wonder. That's how attraction works. He start to wonder, what is she up to? Why did she stop sharing all these different boyfriends potential boyfriends that's been disturbing you, and you suddenly stop? He will start to wonder, are you about to go away with one? If he likes you, if it's the best case scenario, and if he likes you, he will start to wonder if they're about to steal you away, and he'll probably will make some kind of move or something as part of his a trauma response to that situation, because it will shock him, especially if you've been doing that over and over again. But I wouldn't put my heart too much into that. So 2 years is a long time. 2 years, you probably have, I'll be very careful. It depends on what phase they're in. If they are high school puppy love, 2 years is not that long.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What's their age?
Oh, that's why you were asking. But if you're already out of university and 2 years, that's a long time. That's a person that probably either he doesn't have the full chest to be with your kind of girl, or he's not really interested. Either way, just stop sharing and keep your mind open to other possibilities, to other interests. That's how I would answer that. Anybody else have anything? Let me see. Gracious Greatness says, some of this Indomie generation don't give me the impression that they are accepting or tolerating going window shopping. What is window shopping? Like come off like smelling it, see if you really want it. Is that what window shopping is? Who knows? There's all types of relationships out there and more than we ever realized before. They now have talking stage. Did you know that, sir? That they have a talking stage as a relationship status?
We're getting to know each other or what?
No, getting to know each other is like that can even be, some people even call that courtship, depending on what part of the world you're in. That can be dating, right? Getting to know each other. Talking stage. Okay, so getting to know each other is probably more like talking stage, but they have just given it that name now. It didn't have a name before. It was just getting to know each other. But now talking stage is now a status. I'm not sure if Facebook already added it to the status, but that's where we are. She's also probably sharing to ginger is swagger to make a move, but I don't think that's the best way to go. That is correct, Chinye. That would be not the best way to go. If, again, attraction grows with the less information that people have, okay? When there's mystery, not misery, but mystery, right? Like mystery, like a mystery, right? When there's mystery, that works together with attraction. When there's more to discover about you, I am more attracted to you. When I know everything there is to know about you, I have less attraction towards you. That's the way it works. So if she's sharing all of this information and is being consistently doing it to the extent where she's considering to stop it, that's definitely not working. And it's not the sharing that's making it not work. It's the fact that you're doing something over and over and over again. The human mind gets numb to that. You need to switch something up. It's the switching up that works, right? Just stop sharing that and then let him wonder what happened, what created that change, right? And it's not necessarily from an intentional place. It's just naturally you will. Let me see. Oh, okay. I guess he popped out for a second, right? That's just naturally how we behave. If we see something change, we start to wonder what changed. Sometimes we can't even put our finger on it. But what I'm doing right there is attraction playing his thing already, right there. Just wondering, like, what happened? What changed? That right there is how it works. Okay. So you're right, Chinye. That's not the right move, particularly because she's been doing it for a while. If she had not been doing it for a while and she could use that to switch things up, then it might just end up being the right move, But overall, for a guy that's not even making a move at all, I think the next best move is to pull back from him, okay? And when you pull back from him, you can't fake it. You're not faking it. You're pulling back. Sorry, Brother Patrick, can you hear me? You got out for a second.
Hearing you.
Okay. So when you pull back, you can't fake it. If you fake it, it will backfire. You pull back, you're literally walking away, and you have to mean it. You have to walk away and mean it. That's the only time it's going to work. If you're walking away to pretend that you're walking away so you can look over your shoulder and see, let me see if he's looking. You will give up way too soon. Okay, you can't keep that up, and then it will only get worse, because then your value will get watered down even more by doing so. Again, all of this, we've complicated it for you. If you are in high school, it's puppy love. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Anyway, thank you for the chiming in there, Chinye. Let me move on to the next. Let's hang out with me, sir, so we can discuss this next and last topic for the day. All right, everybody, chime in on the comment section. If you're watching this as a replay later, I want to know your thoughts. Let's answer this young lady to your best, and then let's see if we can help her. Okay, I'll be back in 20 seconds.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
All right, welcome back. So I'm gonna share my screen, and let's see, share screen, and Brother Patrick and I were going to dissect this topic together. On this it's a video, we're going to react to it, and it says, why marriage is not a hot commodity, why more single women are becoming homeowners. This guy, his name is Patrick Patrick Bet David, that's his name, so let's just watch it, and then we'll dissect it. We are reacting to this video within the fair use guidelines. YouTube. This is all within the fair use guidelines. Let me make sure I position this properly, because it's a large platform, so I want to make sure that we give them the proper credit due. All right, so let's go.
Women are buying, more single women are buying homes.
Yes.
Yahoo Finance. A report from Maxwell indicates that single women constitute 22% of mortgage applications in 2023, with 35% of these applications ages 25 to 34, and many earning less than $100,000 annual. The rise of single women in the housing market suggests a shift in demographic, with millennials and Gen Z.
All right, before we continue with that, let me play another 30 seconds before we continue, sir. Let me play another 30 seconds. Let's do it 60 seconds at a time.
Showing interest in home ownership, many women are willing to relocate for more affordable housing options, emphasizing their commitment to build an equity. Factors such as increased female participation in the labor force and a growing number of households led by women contribute to this trend. Each woman in long-term relationships are opting for solo home ownership, often because they earn more than their partners. By the way, more single women buying homes. It's not because more single women are buying homes. It's because there are more single women today than before, because marriage is not a hot commodity today. On the same...
All right, let me hear your thoughts on that already, sir, before we continue.
America is a capitalist country. This man is just a propaganda.
You think so?
No.
So you don't believe that there's more single women?
Well, it's left for you. It depends on what you consume. Yeah. If that, there may be more single women than married women, but when it's time for you to marry, you get married, depending on what you choose to be.
Right.
Yes, depending on what you choose to be, the kind of life you want to live.
So let's just do this, right? Because I really want us to have this conversation. Let's assume, I'm going to read it. I have it in front of me right now. I'm going to read it again. And then, because this is according to some studies, I guess, on Yahoo. According to a report, all right, and they have a report linked. I don't know if I should. I don't think we need to do that. According to a report from Maxwell, single women made up 22% of mortgage applications in 2023. Furthermore, the report showed that 35% of single women who applied were between 25 and 34. All right, so women are buying homes. They can buy any type of size of homes, condos, townhouses. Women are buying homes, and 25 to 34. A majority of whom make less than $100,000 a year. And then some Yahoo Finance reporters break down the report and discuss what this means for the broader housing market. And then there's today, guys, we're starting with the story that close to my heart. Okay, that's a transcript from somewhere. So anyway, what they're suggesting, what he just suggested, is that there's less people getting married across the board. We know that people are still getting married. That is just a fact. And then, but they're suggesting that the numbers across the board is showing less and less people getting married. So again, he made this statement here. This is what I want us to discuss, this part right here.
Buying homes. It's not because more single women are buying homes. It's because there are more single women today than before, because
okay, so that part where it says there's more single women today than before, do you believe that, sir?
That's a possibility. And depending on its demography,
Yes.
of America, that could be, it might not be so in other part of the world, you understand, that embraces marriage, that embraces relationship, that embraces familyhood. So it might be true in America.
Right. What about in
people
Nigeria?
People buying home at that age. That is true.
Right. More and more people are getting
life
educated
now.
about that. Yeah.
Yes. The way people plan their life, the kind of life I plan for my children. By the time they're 21, they graduated from high school, from college. By the time they're 23, they have their masters. They work for like 2 years. They don't come out with student loans. 3, 4 years they are married. By the time they are 30, they are thinking of buying their own home.
Yes. It sounds like almost a natural order of things.
Yes, whether single or married, you understand? You don't want to live in an apartment for 10 years. So that's all right.
For an average person, you don't want to.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So let's continue it. I feel like there's gonna be more to the story that they're saying here. I know that there's more to it. Let me play another 60 seconds.
A story that we have here at the bottom, you hear this other one, says, childless future, birth rate plunging as millennials decide against being parents, right? So this isn't just because single women are buying homes. They're not wanting to get married. Those numbers are higher today. They don't want to have kids. It's higher today. Let me read this study to you. A study by the University of Southampton and the Generation of Gender program found that less than a fifth of millennials ages 26 to 35 are certain they want to become parents. The study reveals a correlation with declining birth rates. Are certain they want to found that less than millennials ages 26 to 35 are certain they want to become parents. The study reveals a correlation with declining birth rates, as only 19% of younger millennials expressed a definitive desire to have children, while 30% leaned towards probably wanting children. The desire of children among Generation Z, ages 18 to 24, is also declining compared to previous generations. 15% of Gen Z respondents stated that they definitely do not want children, suggesting that the birth rate in UK may continue to decrease. The study also highlights...
All right. Your thoughts about that one, sir? It is more to it. Now they're saying they don't want to have children. It's saying only 19% are sure that they want to have children. What are your thoughts around that?
Yeah. I said it has to do with the demography. It can be true in America, because they have everything at their fingertips.
Let's use America. Why is it that younger and younger generations are not? Why do you think they don't want children or they don't want family, period? Because that's oftentimes is anything that has to do with family that they are kicking against. Some of them will say they don't want to get married. Some of them will say I want to get married. I don't want children. I don't want that responsibility, right? Why is this something that maybe is even scriptural? Is this something that we're supposed to expect to happen?
Yeah, so but that's the multiplier effect of being single parent. But dad is not there. They don't really, they don't know what family is all about. Sitting down, they don't go to church. By the time the guy is 18 or the girl is 18, she can do whatever she wants. It goes back to what you just said about respect. Man wants the respect and submission. Someone that was brought up by a single parent did not really understand what they mean by respect.
Because they didn't see it.
There's no father figure. There's nobody to talk to her. With the mom. The money is there to go to school. At the age of 18, she bought her own car. She's independent. So what are you talking about respect?
Right. That's one of the reasons why we struggle with that conversation a lot of times. And they are very influential. The younger they are, the more they are influential on the culture.
So when you tell her, it's not as if she's being rude or she doesn't respect me. She doesn't know. What you don't know, you can't do.
That's true. That's true. That is so true. Oof. Anyway, let me play another 60 seconds.
The high cost of childcare and parents typically spending an average of $711 per month on childcare. For lower income household, childcare expenses can account 20 to 30% of their
talking
income.
that it's expensive now.
Single women buying homes because they don't want to get married, and more younger generation don't want to have kids. Tom, what do you see here with these numbers?
Well, first of all, if you're a single woman with a home and you're looking for a patriotic, stable husband, this morning I signed an agreement. I'm representing Vinny. You can find him on Minnect, and for $25, you could ask a question and begin an interview process that could end in a fruitful relationship. Again, women with homes, please find Vinny on Minnect. What I think here, I think it's a little bit of a BS headline. I think you called it.
Wait, let me pause this.
Hold on. That are single and not married.
Okay. Let me
now. And what has happened now is we've kind of devalued the long-term relationship.
All right, ladies. Some of these men are single. This one is single, so I'm just saying. But anyway, Esa, they're saying that it's all correlate with each other. The fact that single women, if they're not going to have a family, there's nothing they're waiting for. So more and more of them, or at the very minimum, they're not waiting. They're not in waiting that one day to happen. They want to keep living their life, either it happens or not. Do you see what I'm talking about? Is that something that you feel like is going on? Because you already said it. They graduate college, naturally they don't want to keep dropping all this money. They're trying to build equity, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a terrible advice to advise women to not buy homes if they still want to be married? If they still want to be married.
They can have a home. Yeah, why not? And when they get married, they can, they can, where you are married may not be, you can't maintain two homes. You have to send one and put your resources together. Yes, group. That's why we talk about respect and submission. Yeah, that really comes in.
Yeah, it plays a part.
You want to do this, and when we talk about marriage, the wedding itself, that has to be emphasized. You are getting to this. This is what it's your life, it's your future. A lot of things happening. I was telling Dorian, what's it called? but I took time. My
Auntie B.
daughter was watching it. I watched this Marriage at First Sight on you on
Yes, on Netflix.
yes, episode 12.
Okay, what season? I know they have multiple seasons.
Disaster. That was a disaster.
Of course, they're marrying at first sight. Although I know a couple that have done it successfully. I follow them on Instagram. Yeah,
that was a disaster.
You can imagine. Yeah.
So all these kids, those things that you never even thought of, they are trying it now.
Yeah.
And it's at risk. There is no assurance.
Yeah.
So
Let's see. I do think that there, for any of these viral conversations, I think there's levels of truth in them. But as always, we need to make sure we're adding context to the situation. Let me see. D-Love says, bad idea. Financial security is key, married or not. So I should spend all my money on candy instead of building my financial portfolio. I don't agree with this one, though. Yeah. So I think a lot of people are advising this. I think the advice needs proper context. Not just for the women's side, but also for the men. We need to have a conversation with men that are intimidated by a single woman who is a homeowner. We need to start having that conversation. It's simply not realistic to ask a single woman who is 27, who has the opportunity to buy a small condo and start building equity. There's no way to wrap that advice into a good situation, that she should just keep paying all this money away if her financial portfolio or financial blueprint says that buy a condo so you can build some equity. It doesn't make any sense. And it's even worse when you say because of husband. It actually makes it sound worse. What do you think about that, sir?
I just said it. We say, why not? Why not buy a home? I said it before now. Why not build your equity? Let me give you an example. One of my friends' son, he lives in Texas, so that said his son came to my state, to my city, to work for Amazon, internship. Ola, this guy is a computer programmer. If you see the apartment that Amazon got for this guy, 1,400 per month, I couldn't believe it. That was too much for a guy 300 level in the university. So all these kids, my daughter is living in one of these big one place now in downtown, where they have one of the best hotels. If you go there, if she wants to buy a house now, they say, no, don't buy a house. Why not?
Yeah, because so that her husband will not be intimidated. Let's just listen back to that. Let's play that back. Let's play back and see what it sounds like. Tokemaki, wow. Tokemaki, wow, is 40, but a 28-year-old woman, right? He said, "Don't buy a house. Why not? It's going to save me a lot of money. I get to build equity 5 years from now. I will have this nice little asset that can potentially be bringing in money. Well, you don't want the potential husband to be intimidated." Yeah. What are you running about? Actually make sense.
The bed of the same bed that fly together. So you want now to be dating somebody lower than her or what?
Exactly, or she's gonna find somebody richer. So in the same breath, they will say the higher you go in social status, right? In terms of economic status, the higher you go, the smaller the pool of men that are available for women that are going higher. So that's one of the excuses they give. They say, well, so they're almost getting ready to tell them, like, if somebody's about to pay you more money, if they're about to give you double six figure, don't take it all, because a man might be intimidated. So I've talked about this here before. I can talk about how a man can be intimidated, and that's precisely insecurity. Insecurity is not a crime. It's just something you feel. If you find yourself in a situation that makes you question your sense of emotional security, right? But so now it's now left me with one angle of the conversation. If more and more women are going to school and getting paid more, somebody's going to be like, no, they're not getting paid more. They're just collecting school loans. Okay, relax. We're talking about your circle now. If you look around you and you're seeing more and more young ladies and they're getting more money and they're getting financially empowered, right? How can you embrace that? Okay, these are the questions they will ask you in a professional setting. If we were talking about anything outside of marriage and relationship, you would have this conversation. It's only in relationship and marriage that you want to be disrespectful to yourself and not have this conversation. How can you have this conversation? How can you foster a healthy relationship without creating the insecurity, right? Or how can you solve this insecurity without creating insecurity on the other side? Without having that solution creating another problem. Because a woman, we've seen those examples in some of the stories we've covered here, a woman who puts herself on hold or puts her situation on hold, and then that relationship ends up falling apart, as it probably will if you are intimidated by the fact that she makes money, she's probably going to resent that for a long time, right? And then she might turn around and she might say, hey, I'm trying to remember the example right now. She might say, I put my life on hold for you. Right? We covered a story here not too long ago. And she resent that. And she might not tell you exactly how she feels for 5, 6, 7 years later on. This is a real life story. Okay? So I don't think it's productive to advise women to tone anything down. There's a bigger part of the conversation we need to have. You know, I don't think it's advisable to ask women to not own a home. I don't think so. I think it might sound good to some, quote unquote, traditionally, we want things to be traditional, but traditional is also a moving target. Depends on what you mean by traditional, right? Yvette, welcome. Yvette says, I recommend it if at that age and can afford it. Buy a townhouse or condo, specifically has less management. If condo gets with security, sorry ladies, if you can afford it, go for it. Do not wait for anyone. So the idea of waiting for marriage is just something that I struggle with. I think if you have to wait for marriage, marriage is probably just not happening, and you shouldn't put life on hold for that. Let me play another 60 seconds time. Maybe they will tell us a little bit more. Or did you have any thoughts on what I just said?
Yeah, Allah, you know,
Yeah.
Kevin Samuel, what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
That guy left the backbone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, the first scene when he's talking to the ladies, the first thing would be, do you have a degree?
Mm-hmm.
How's your age? What's your age? How much do you make? Yes, you always ask for that. He wants to place you in your class where you belong.
Yeah, but he was trying to get 6-figure women to marry 40,000 per year men.
He was trying to do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was trying to do it, but he was insinuating it. Like you said, he probably did not complete the conversation he started.
Yes.
But that's where he was. That's what made him go viral, because he was checking this woman who said she wanted a 6-figure income man because she makes 6-figure, and he was basically scolding the woman. But what makes you think you deserve a 6-figure man? And then he started to go into the parts of the conversation that is not necessarily about monetary, and the idea that men who make 6-figure don't necessarily want women who make 6-figure. They want other things about you. They don't care if you make 6-figure. You can make 6-figure if you want, but there are other things about you that they're interested in. And I think he was in the middle of that conversation, and then he got the fame, and then the fame is another beast of animal to manage, before it's untimely passing.
You are right. You are right.
So that is you're right, that is a vacuum there. That is a conversation we should have, because a lot of men are wrong with that, and they now are coming up from a very entitled place. That, well, it doesn't matter if I make 40, 50. If you make 60, I don't care about your money, just marry me. Like, no. Now you're tampering with the conditions for respect and submission. But let me play another 60 seconds, sir. He's talking about the long-term relationship as being devalued. Oh,
see all the expense, and they see.
I have to go back. But Patrick,
devalued the long-term relationship is what we've done.
There's a way you couldn't hear it. You didn't tell me.
People aren't instead of a BS. I
Okay,
think you called
let's
it
start
there,
from here.
because there are more women
Sorry about
that are
that. Thank
single
you,
and not married than now. And
thanks
what
for
has
the monitor.
happened now is we've kind of devalued the long-term relationship is what we've done. And when you devalue the long-term relationship, people aren't getting married. And when they see all the issues and the expense of having kids, some people make a rational, what they think is they don't realize the joy you can have having kids and what you're actually bringing to society. Yes, kids are expensive, but you know what? Generational creation actually makes a better, stronger society. And I think they see all the expense, and they see all of they're in this mindset of like short-term hookup culture. And you have people that don't value long-term relationships and think of kids as just a pure expense. And then you're screaming in their ear that, you should do what you want to do, be who you want to be, and do all this.
Do you, just
None of
do
that
you.
speaks to, hey, what about leading and serving and giving yourself to other human beings in a family?
Listen, just connect me, lady single. Let's have a kid. It's crunch time.
With a house.
With a house.
I
With
say
a
this
house.
all the time.
Anyway, so what this man just said, let me just say it in my own accent so we can all make sure we're on the same page, sir. So he's saying that we're in a culture of short-term relationships, not just romantic, even with work. People don't stay on a job for 40 years anymore. It just doesn't, you're looking for the next best thing. And because technology is moving so fast, there's new projects, new products, new services that are entering the marketplace. And if you stay in one place for too long, you might just find yourself that your business is shutting down, So we're in that culture of everybody like, microwave, McDonald's, drive-through, drive-by. You don't want to wait and cook for 2 hours before you can actually eat. So we have this issue everywhere. And now they're seeing kids as just expense. But and they are making, quote unquote, a rational decision. Some people call that a logical decision. This is why I fight with logical emotions and all this kind of stuff all the time. I said, listen, what you're calling logic is not logic because it does not factor in long-term effects of your today's decision, right? So, and that's what this man has just highlighted. So because of that, people are saying it doesn't matter. Now, what does that have to do with connecting to a home? Again, there is no need to connect this to buying a home. I see how they're connecting it because the reality is that people are waiting longer to get married, or even saying they're not sure if they ever want to do it, including having kids. And that's what's going on. These are the things. There's no right and wrong thing, but these are the ideas we need to assess to make sure that we know what we're doing. Because oftentimes you will hear some of these things and some part of it will sound really good to you and you tag on to it, and that's because it's hitting a nerve somewhere, right? And we all have to be careful, with that. But Patrick, what are your thoughts on this last 60 seconds?
Yeah, the man actually said the right thing. Yeah, they are running for their their future nemesis, you know what I mean, that will cut off with them.
Hmm.
You know, instead of investing in family, they are thinking about, you know, it's very expensive to raise a baby, blah, blah, blah. They are not sure of getting married. No,
Hmm.
that's not it. It's worth it. And the fact that that's how society grow, you know.
Hmm.
So, but if there's even technology, they are not having kids. Who are the people that are going to be using the technology?
Mm-hmm.
And moreover, you know, it's a worthwhile investment.
Hmm.
Having family, and that's what the man was emphasizing on. Instead of deciding not to do it and doing hookups.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the hookup culture.
Hookup culture, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You are just amassing wealth. You are not building a society. You know, it doesn't make sense. Well, we'll be praying that they will understand better. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, sir. Let me play another 60 seconds, and then we'll take it from there.
If there's anybody I want commenting on modern day hookup culture, it's Tom Ellsworth,
the biz doc.
Nobody understands what it's like to be out in these streets, in these clubs, in these bars like Tom. And that's what I love about you, Tom. So, PBD, you okay, man? You good? I mean, the truth hurts here, guys. But Tom, great breakdown. But Tom, to be genuine, that's the kind of guy you actually probably want to mirror your life around, because he's actually a grown-up man with kids. Vinny, I pray for that for yourself and for
you too,
for me as well.
Yep.
But this story, it seems heartwarming on the surface. Single women are buying homes. That's great. But let me tell you what happens, ladies. You're going to be 35 years old. You move into your new house. You're going to be all set up. You're going to be going on. And then you're going to set up all the stuff around the house. You got to put stuff together. You're going to need some nails. You're going to need some hammers. You're going to need some screwdrivers. And there's going to be no dude there to help you out. So I don't think that's the type of lifestyle you want. If you want that Chelsea Handler lifestyle, wake up every day, you're 48 years old, you got no kids, you got 17 dildos.
Ah, wala.
Wow.
All right, so he was going in there, he was going in.
No, I understand.
But that's some of the realities, sir, that obviously don't get spelled out in some of these studies.
You are right, man. You said it. You're gonna be by yourself. You might be slapping yourself at that time. What am I doing? What have I done to myself?
Now
we need a companion. Allah, we need a companion.
We do, yes, sir. We do. It's part of our basic human needs. It's part of the 6 basic needs that I always talk about here. We need connection over time. Connection. 6 basic needs. Here, number 4, connection. It's just part of our reality, and in the short time, again, people can make decisions off of a short-term feeling. That's fine. There's also consequences for all of our decisions. Now, the funny part about this is that I don't know if you noticed that he mentioned that 3 of them are single. It's only Pat David, the owner of the platform, that is married. And so it's kind of interesting that he's saying all of that and he's single.
But just pray now. That is pray for all of them too.
He's praying for. He said for himself too. So Osarugwe Ojo, hello. He said maybe that's why some people don't want to marry, because they don't want to marry someone who is jealous of. They don't want to marry someone who is jealous of their success. What that is that. What do you think about that, sir?
Evidently, you don't want to marry someone that is jealous of you.
No, we don't want to know.
Marriage is not a competition. Two shall become one. Yes, you'll find somebody. But not say you should marry somebody that is jealous of you. Definitely, you find somebody. You have to marry that person.
Yeah.
The main thing is that you want to get married. Definitely, you get married if you want. Yeah.
It's the reality is that you meet one person at a time and you're dealing with one person at a time. Yes, you can be sleeping with multiple people at the same time. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in terms of relationship, you meet one person at a time. If they make you feel like they're jealous of your success, obviously romance cannot thrive in that type of environment.
Yeah.
You know. So now, but the way the sentence is structured is that you're meeting jealous people all over the place. If that's the case, at that point you have to look at yourself. What is it about you that's attracting a bunch of jealous, insecure men? What kind of circle are you hanging around, and where are you meeting these people? Because there are 8 billion people in the world, and there are 300 million in America alone. And you know, if you change where you've been hanging out or the kind of people you surround yourself with a couple of times, there's a good chance you might change that reality. That's if it comes down to you're noticing it everywhere. Okay. Sometimes when you've gone through such experience with one person, you might start to feel like you're seeing it everywhere. That's just projection, most likely. You just have to, again, give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. But you're absolutely correct. No one should be hanging around people that makes them feel like they're jealous of their success. So maybe also the point you're making is that if these young ladies are getting richer and richer and richer, then they will probably want to settle for less and less and less number of people. Their dating pool will shrink and shrink and shrink. This is part of the reality too, you know. But that is a reality that's also not good for the other side of the gender. So these young men that are having conversations right now, they're in their 40s and they've never been married, single.
Oh.
And he's also saying, if you listen to him very well, he said he liked hearing the other single Baba more. And that Baba sounds like he's just divorced, which is different from a completely single person that has never been married. Right? A person that's been divorced is different. Those are two different scenarios. You know, a person that has never been married and he thinks we're grown men and he can, like, these are the kind of people you're looking for. Not necessarily. Precisely who they probably should be listening, that all three of them should be listening to, is Pat by David. Not because it's going to say absolute truth, it's because it's going to say some things that you will gain some insights from, and then maybe you can learn one or two things to understand what is going on with your situation. That's if you want to change the situation. If you don't want to change the situation, then there's nothing to do. You guys heard dildo? Hey babe. You guys, did you heard something about dildo? Who heard something about dildo? Let me play it back. I think some people heard. But I bet came out of nowhere and heard dildo. Jesus Christ.
Screwdriver.
I didn't hear dildo. Who heard dildo? Jesus Christ.
And there's going to be no dude there to help you out.
Okay, so he's shame fear mongering women that there's nobody that will help you. Well, that's his projecting. That's his reality right now. Because men, we need help too. We need connection. We need women to be in our world. Most of us, not everyone. We like the connection with a nice looking lady, a young lady that you continue to see as young because you guys are growing together. Everybody likes that. But somehow he hasn't figured that out. Okay? And look at what he's saying.
Single women are buying homes. That's great. But let me tell you what happens, ladies. You're going to be 35 years old. You move into your new house. You're going to be all set up. You're going to be going on. And then you're going to set up all the stuff around the house. You got to put stuff together. You're going to need some nails. You're going to need some hammers. You're going to need some screwdrivers. And there's going to be no dude there to help you out. So I don't think that's the type of lifestyle you want. If you want that Chelsea Handler lifestyle, wake up every day, you're 48 years old, you got no kids, you got 17 dildos, and you're just going to town on yourself
with a glass of
with
vodka,
some Percocets and some vodka. Sign up for the Chelsea Handler mortgage. It's only 7% right now, and it's going to last you the rest of your life of miserableness. So the breakdown.
And they showed Chelsea Handler. Let me finish
families, the breakdown of traditional values is basically what we're seeing seep into America. And for the people out there that's like, what do you mean? It's going to last you the rest of your life of miserableness. So
Miserableness.
the breakdown of traditional families, the breakdown of traditional values is basically what we're seeing.
All right, so breakdown of family value, traditional value. Let's keep going.
Seep into America. And for the people out there that's like, what do you mean? Men, you and Vinny, you're in your 40s and you're single. Well, a newsflash, women can't have
ahead of us.
kids after 40 for the most part. Al Pacino just had a kid when he's freaking 82.
Yeah.
The math don't add up. It's a little bit different.
Oh, so you want to have babies at 82?
What do you mean? Men, you and Vinny, you're in your 40s and you're single. Well, a newsflash, women can't have kids after 40 for the most part.
Wait, I thought it was just breaking the news that they also don't want children.
Al Pacino just had a kid when he's freaking 82.
Yeah.
The math don't add up. It's a little bit different. So, slide into Vinny's Minek DM, slide into my Minek DM, gentlemen, if you need some coaching with that. But
Oh my God.
there's no way that this is going to be a happy ending for a lot
There's no way this is gonna be a happy ending for what?
of these women that move.
For a lot of these women, but it might. But he's suggesting that it might be a happy ending for men. I don't think it's gonna be happy ending for anybody.
Oh, these guys are funny.
I don't think it's gonna be happy ending for anybody. Just because you can impregnate a woman at 82, that doesn't sound like happy ending either. It sounds more like happy ending for the person that didn't want children, and they are 82 and they still don't have children. It sounds more like happy ending for that person, if you ask me. Now, for the society at large, it's not a happy ending. What's your take on this guy's 60 seconds of?
Those guys are so funny. Well, they are promoting family value. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's a good way to look at it, sir. See, there's always a good angle to these things. There's always a good angle. They're promoting family value. What is the benefit of family value for our society at large? Maybe we can have that conversation without necessarily shaming women that have made a logical decision not to want children. Maybe because the older they get, they tend to end up with somebody who is quote unquote jealous of their success. Maybe they've looked at it, they've had some experience, and they say, I don't want to be a part of it. So imagine the mouth of this man that just finished speaking for the past 60 seconds. This Oimbo on the screen that just finished speaking. Imagine his mouth if you are married to him at 40. Just I want you to try to imagine it. Family value, 7 purposes of marriage, romance, companionship. 3, family and legacy. Number 4, multiplying and nation building. 5, legal life hack. Significance and recognition. Personal growth. Also, did you notice a difference in the delivery of the older, matured man who seemed like he was just divorced? Do you notice a difference in the way he delivered what he had to say about the decline of the family value as compared to this 40-something-year-old man who has never been married?
Yeah.
There's a difference.
There is.
There's a difference.
The man is saying the truth, and it's like it's appealing to people.
Yes.
This man is just the other guy just peeling venom.
He just wanted to drag everybody. 70 dildos.
Yeah, just dragging people. He believes he can have his children, his own kid at 82. So.
Yeah, like that doesn't sound like fun. I don't know why that sounded like fun to. It can only sound like fun to certain type of people. Just imagine.
What did Brad Ben said?
Brad Ben said, people, because he heard it first. I didn't hear the dildo at first. He said his ears are sharp. And then he woke up out of nowhere. Welcome, Brother Ben.
No.
He said he wanted to know if he heard it right. You heard it right.
Ben, no.
He's not lying, but again, that wasn't the conversation. And if somebody is using 17 dildos happily, maybe they should. I heard it at first. If it's okay, so everybody else heard it. Okay. All right, good. Let me play another 60 seconds because this video right here is a lot.
Funny.
Yeah. Remember what they're talking about is that marriage is not a hot commodity anymore, and why more single women are becoming homeowners. And that's what we're talking about. As you notice, we really haven't told you what to do. We're just trying to get you to see there's short-term benefits to some of these decisions, intergenerational decisions, and there's also long-term benefits and repercussions or consequences. And guess who's more likely to be here 82 years from now? You, especially if you live in America. The lifespan is much longer. Let's continue.
To their houses, but Vinny, maybe that we can reverse the roles. So if you move in with this girl and you guys break up, you can sue her and take half her shit.
I love
like
that.
happens to 98% of men when they go through a divorce.
Al Pacino.
So try that out.
How old is Al Pacino? He had a baby.
83.
You think when he had orgasms he goes hooah? That age it's like hooah.
Yeah, but it's. I think that
I'm just getting warmed up.
I'm getting warmed up. I think that, and
This is
the
stupid.
PBD's credit.
Another blue pill.
Every single one of us needs to transition at one point to being selfish to selfless. And women have to make that move quicker than men. Men can hold out a little bit longer. But I say the same thing to my buddies who are 40. Some are almost approaching 50. Guys, you can't be out here still, all up in the club. But there's nothing sadder than when I see a 44-year-old woman still out in the club, and I knew her from high school. I'm like, just go home. Get out of here.
So if you like this clipping.
And the question is, what are you doing in the club with them? Women will ask you anyway. They will ask you. Women don't have no shame when it comes to their sign language. They will tell you straight up, like, what are you doing here? If you tell me to go home, what are you doing here? But let me see here. But Patrick, what are your thoughts on that? We're gonna round up. Yeah, that guy is stupid. At 83, is it true? You're not 83, sir, so I shouldn't be asking that question. But maybe is it more likely that people are popping pills, blue pills, Viagra pills at 82 in order to impregnate that woman? That's what that guy said.
Guys.
No, I'm asking for someone. Ben says, my take, no man should move into a woman's house to pay mortgage unless his name is on the property. No, I don't really subscribe to men moving into a woman's house either. I think there's a lot of, at a mental level, consequences of that for both parties. I don't think it's a good thing. I think there are exceptions to that, if it's a rule at all. There are exceptions. There are scenarios, situations where it is absolutely okay. One of them being a man who is very sure of himself and secured in himself. And this just not just in this one situation, but just across the board, it's a guy who is secure in himself, and he just realizes that this is a circumstantial situation. But if the situation tends to be that in everything you're just yielding to her for provision and protection, and this tends to be the situation all the time, even Baba, go feel right by yourself, and that's going to reflect. It's going to show up in your behavior as a man, and that's not what you want. And by the way, she probably can't get wet too. She can even try to help you a little bit, but eventually it's just going to, if it's something that's consistent across the board or all the way down, you tend to see that you have to yield to her. You need to go get your stuff together. If it's just a one-off situation, she just happened to, you guys are in the same socio-economic class, and she just happened to be a better house for you guys, and you have yours, and you decided to bring things together and then rent one out because it's feasibly make more sense to rent that out, and you're secure in yourself, I don't see a problem in making such exceptions. What do you think about that, sir? And then I'll let you go.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Go ahead. Okay.
It must be day.
Me going, sir. Don't skip. Make sure you're close.
It must be detailed. You must have a plan. Which of you?
Yes.
Because if you are moving in, probably you two have a property that you have to dispose of.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be paying 2 mortgages, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There must be an agreement. And that's the essence of marriage. And when you talk about you guys going to marriage, that has to be one of the highlights.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with this? What are
I like that. Have a plan. I like that.
I must do an highlight of the discussion. What are we gonna do with this?
Uh-huh.
That's why I say I took time to watch the Marriage at First Sight.
Mm-hmm.
They put them in an apartment, so some of them are they have to discuss about it. What are we gonna do? Are you moving in? Are we gonna sell it? So if you look at it, marriage is like apart from the emotional and it's like a contract. Yeah.
Yep.
Both of
Anyway.
partnership.
Yes, it has to be. It has to be something that just overall makes sense. But I will just yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for coming up to hang out with me today.
God bless you.
All right,
Thanks
sir.
a lot.
Talk
Thanks
soon.
for having me. Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. But Patrick is welcome anytime. Marriott says, I don't want a man moving into my house. We gotta buy a new one. All right, I like that. If you guys can afford it, why not? It just makes sense. Start everything afresh. Start a new journey together. Yvette says, I have had friends where a woman had a house, met her husband, they bought a house together. She rented our space. Yes, this is happening more and more, which is a message to all the people that are intimidated by the idea of a woman owning a house. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no way anything can be wrong with owning a house just by itself. With respect to a potential marriage in the future, you can absolutely make it happen. All of this just come down to understanding. So even with the traditional values, you have to use sense when you're applying it to real life, right? We all like, you know why we like traditional values? Because we don't like change. We're human beings, right? But that's normal behavior. It's not a good thing, okay? Change is inevitable. If you don't change, you will be forced to change. So your choice is, the best choice is that when there's obvious change happening, apply some change management as opposed to pretending like the change is not there and be calling it traditional values. Baba, the whole point of traditional value is because there will be new traditions that will be created. You lie, pay off the mortgage. But I bet it's okay. Marriott, you lie. Pay off the mortgage and let's have the happiest marriage ever. Of course, after I move in with you. Wala. This kind of sense they fear me. Wala. No moving in, must purchase something together. All right. Why not? If you guys can afford it, I actually like that. But if you can't afford it, don't put life on hold for that ideology. You don't have to do that. Okay. All you really need is to have understanding and actively do everything in your power as an individual to be on the same page with your partner. Okay. Some people don't want to pay spousal support. No, they don't. It's spousal support is hurtful. It's painful, even though it's rightfully so that it exists. Okay. Why buy another property when you have one paid off already? See, stop your. It's mental, but it's mental. Remember, new beginnings. The same reason why we want to do New Year resolution, knowing fully well that you forget about New Year resolution by the 25th of January. Am I speaking to someone? But it still feels good to do New Year resolution. Why not? Do it now, sure. My man and I are getting a new place. Can't turn my lawyer brain off for love. No Ijebu for life. If you're a woman of a certain age, it's perfectly fine to be thinking more intentional. Hey baby, how are you? You okay? Okay. It's more, you definitely want to be operating from a more intentional the older you get, obviously, just makes sense. And you should have some room for that. All right, you guys are not dragging each other. Thank you so much. I finished just 4 minutes late today. I'm doing my best. All right. But this is a nice cruise day, okay? Tomorrow we might be here at 5 p.m., so make sure you are showing up at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to do a quick shout out to all the supporters and the sponsors and anybody that is supporting this platform, even if all you did is hit that like button for me, just to make sure that we're pinging everybody back to the platform. Okay, that's how we ping people back to the platform. Just hit that like button for me on your way out. All right, and don't forget to download the book. The book are free. They're available for free at manofprestige.com. Also, you will see access to book a one-time complimentary session over there. Okay, thank you so much, Yvette. And if you have any questions like the ones we addressed today, our sister who wanted to know if 2 years, it's been a minute, this guy is not making a move, all of that. So if you want to send in questions like that, you can send them into ask@manofprestige.com, and for any inquiries and stuff like that. All right, thank you so much, Brother Ben. Thank you, everybody. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.